You know that moment when you bend over to tie your shoes and you think, when did I become this person? Or maybe you try to squat, deadlift, or even just pick up a coffee cup and your lower back screams at you. Here's what I want you to consider. What if your back isn't the problem at all? What if it's your hips and your upper back holding your spine hostage? Here's the truth most people never hear. Flare-ups don't happen because your spine is broken or fragile. They happen because the joints above and below your lower back, your hips and your thoracic spine, have stopped pulling their weight. When those areas stiffen up and check out, your lumbar spine takes the hit. Today, we're going to fix that. I'll walk you through simple self-tests that you can try right now, mobility drills that actually work, and smart movement patterns that free up your hips and upper back so your lower back can finally breathe. So let's get into it. Quick reminder before we start, this podcast is for educational only. I'm not a physio or a doctor, so if you've got red flag symptoms like loss of bowel or bladder control, severe weakness, or sudden unexplained weight loss, get checked out straight away. But if you're like most people, stiff, achy, maybe dealing with a disc bulge or flare-ups that come and go, then this episode will give you the tools that you can start using tonight. Movement versus mobility in plain English. So what's the difference? Mobility is your joint's usable range of motion, like how much a door hinge can open. Movement is how you control that range under load, how smoothly and safely the hinge opens and closes with weight. Here's the mistake I see every single day. People hammer generic stretches that don't change much, or they unlock some mobility but never retrain their movement. That's like loosening a rusty hinge but never oiling it. Within days, it seizes right back up again. Your hips and your upper back are your two main hinges. When they stop working properly, your lower back, the center panel, takes all the stress. Free up those hinges and your spine can stop carrying everyone else's load finally. Here are 4 simple self-tests that you can try right now. For your hips, the 90-90 position. Can you get your back leg shin flat without twisting your pelvis? If not, your hip internal rotation is restricted. Half kneeling hip flexor stretch. Tuck your pelvis, squeeze your back good. Do you feel it in the front of your hip, or does it jump straight to your lower back? If it's hitting your lower back, those hip flexors are locked up and compensating. For your thoracic spine, seated rotation. Sit tall, squeeze a cushion between your knees, rotate left and right. Can you get past 45 degrees without your hips flaring up? Wall shoulder flexion. Stand against the wall, arms overhead. Do your ribs pop or your low back arch? If so, that's limited thoracic extension. If you just failed all 4 tests, here's the good news. Now you know exactly what to fix. These restrictions didn't appear overnight, but with the right approach, they absolutely do change. Mobility drills that actually work. Forget random stretchings. Here are the surgical fixes. For your hips, 90-90 transitions, 2 sets of 6 reps, slowly each side, half kneeling hip flexor stretch, 3 sets of 30 seconds each with your glute squeezed. Adductor rockbacks, 2 sets of 8 each side, keeping your spine neutral. Hip cars, 3 slow circles each way. For your thoracic spine, open books, 2 sets of 6 reps each side, and really reach that top arm. Your quadruple T-spine rotations, 2 sets of 6 reps each side. Foam roller extensions, 2 sets of 6 reps, and don't force it. Here's the secret sauce. Pick 1 hip drill and 1 thoracic drill. Do them for 6 to 8 minutes total. Then, and this is crucial, move straight into movement training to lock it in. Don't just mobilize, train it. Most people stop stretching to feel loose for 20 minutes and then wonder why nothing changes long term. The missing piece? You've got to teach your body to trust and use that new range. Research from Dr. Stuart McGill and others shows that retraining movement after mobility work is what actually creates lasting change. It's not enough to unlock, you have to retrain. And here's how. Hip hinge with a dowel or a stick, 2 sets of 8 reps to a box. Goblet squats to a box, 3 sets of 6 reps, keeping your ribs down and your knees facing out. Suitcase or farmer's carries, 3 sets of 20 to 30 meters, keeping a tall posture. And for your core endurance, McGill's Big 3, a core up, a side plank, and a board dog, 1 to 2 rounds of each. This combination tells your nervous system this range is safe, use it. One of my clients, Tom, couldn't sit through a meeting without fidgeting from back pain. He had stretched daily, but he got nowhere. Once we paired a hip drill with some loaded carries and squats, everything else clicked. Within 6 weeks, he went from dreading long work days to enjoying playing football with his son again. That's the power of locking mobility into movement. Your 10-minute daily plan. You don't need 45 minutes of stretching. Here's a realistic protocol for busy professionals. 2 minutes doing some quick self-tests, then 6 minutes, 1 hip and 1 thrust drill, then 2 minutes performing a hinge or a carry pattern. That's it. 10 minutes. So less time than your morning coffee routine. And if it's done 4 to 5 times per week, this rewires how your back feels and moves. When to progress without poking the bear. The golden rule is to change one variable at a time. Load, range, or speed, but never all 3. If symptoms are calming and movements feel better, add a few more ranges or reps. Once that's solid for a week, add some load. That's how you build genuine resistance without constant setbacks. If pain shoots down your leg, or you get numbness or severe weakness, pump the brakes a minute and see a professional. But remember this, it's not about avoiding movement, it's about finding the right movement for where you are right now. Your body wants to move, it wants to be strong, you just need the right roadmap. So let's wrap this up. If your back keeps flaring up, stop blaming your age, your genetics, or that scary scan from 5 years ago. 9 times out of 10, it's simply tight hips and a stiff upper back, forcing your lower back to work overtime. Think about that feeling when you've been carrying heavy shopping bags and you finally get to put them down. That relief in your shoulders, that's exactly what happens to your spine when you unlock your hips and thoracic spine. Here's the bigger picture. You're not broken. You don't need to spend the next 20 years avoiding the gym, skipping family days, or living in fear of the next flare-up. Once you free up the right areas, your back stops screaming and you can feel like yourself again. If this makes sense, but you want a more personalized plan tailored to your specific situation, that's exactly what I do inside Backfix Coaching. It's my complete 5-pillar system designed for men and women in their 30s to 50s who want to get stronger, lose stubborn belly fat, and train with confidence without constant flare-ups holding them back. Email me at info@templetimesc.com or DM me strong on Instagram at Templetime Strength Conditioning, and I'll show you how we build your personalized roadmap, because here's what I know. You didn't work this hard to build your career, your family, and your life just to spend the next 20 years afraid of your own body. You deserve to lift again, live again, stronger than pain, train smarter, not broken, and I'll see you the next time.